Aloha, friends and family, and welcome back to the reading of The Subconscious Speaks. The Lost Chapter 4. Effects of Mental Attitudes of the Conscious Mind upon the Subconscious. This topic refers solely to the varying emotions of the individual, not to his natural or normal mental attributes. The subconscious mind is so closely allied to the conscious mind that it is one with it, and at the same time it functions as a distinct entity. This functioning is of such an involved nature that it would be impossible to take up that phase of the subconscious in detail in this topic which you have asked me to discuss. However, I shall be able to explain briefly why the thoughts of the conscious mind affect the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind, because it is the essence of mind, because it is powerless to have any self-expression, and because God has decreed that it is subjective to the conscious mind, is compelled to take on not only the mental or intellectual attributes of the conscious mind, but the varying emotions as well. These varying emotional attitudes have a decided effect upon the creative process in the subjective realm. Since the subconscious mind acts only under the direction of the conscious mind, and since the subconscious mind is the medium by which man attracts to himself the things held in abstraction in the universal, it follows that if an individual holds the thought that something is going to happen to him, he actually attracts that thing to him, whatever it be, and whether it be good or bad. I use the word bad as it is considered the opposite of good. As I shall repeat often, good is of a positive nature. Evil of any kind is purely of a negative nature. It is a form of mental darkness, a lack of understanding. It may be called a form of ignorance or unenlightenment. The light of understanding dispels ignorance. In like manner, good destroys evil. Bear that in mind. I should like at some future time to go into this in a more comprehensive manner. Each thought that a man thinks has its own quality or mental atmosphere. It produces a certain mental reaction. There are varying degrees of mental reactions in each mental attitude: sorrow, joy, misery or happiness, love or hate, interest or indifference has its own mental reaction or vibration. The person who habitually maintains a feeling of hope, expectancy, and desire has a far better chance, let us say, for success than a person who is morbid and despondent. Those first named attributes are a contributing factor, but they are not sufficient in themselves to establish success. In reality, it is the sum total of a man's mental attitudes as well as mental attributes that make his life a success or a failure. This is so involved a process that it would require a volume to explain the manner in which mental attitudes affect a person's life. Suffice it to say that the vibrations of an individual determine what he shall experience in life. And these vibrations are determined solely by the thoughts which an individual has stored up in his subconscious mind. So for the present, let us stop and merely consider the fact that a person has the power to determine what his mental vibrations may be in the future, regardless of what they may have been in the past. In this manner, he may be able to change conditions in his life if he so decides. Thought tendencies are sometimes innate within a man, but regardless of how he may have come to have certain mental attributes or attitudes, he has a God-given power to determine for himself what things or experiences may come to him. Thoughts originate in the conscious mind of man, and those thoughts are a determining factor. The subconscious mind is a receiving station, and it is a storehouse of every thought which a man has ever had. It is not only memory, it is a powerhouse from which emanates constantly a flow or stream of messages in the form of mental pictures to that source of unlimited supply, which is called universal subjectivity. The universal subjectivity might be likened to an immense manufacturing plant where every known product is created. From that great manufacturing plant comes everything that is in the visible universe. Remember that each individual has sent and is essentially sending, either consciously or unconsciously, orders to that universal plant. Remember that the universal ever sends to the individual the sum total of his order. By sum total, I mean this: if the individual sends out an order with mixed feelings of hope and despondency, happiness and misery, positive and negative thoughts, his order is simply a hodgepodge of all these things. And in a like proportion does he receive such things or conditions in his life and experience. Thoughts are a form of energy. They determine the kind of materials which the universal uses in making the things a man receives, or the conditions which enter into his life and experience. That is why it is necessary to guard the portals of the conscious mind, keep the door shut to thoughts of sickness, disease, and disaster, but open the door to the thoughts of health, plenty, and prosperity. These things can enter the subconscious mind only through the conscious mind. The subconscious mind is the only medium by which the individual may contact the universal source of supply. The subconscious mind does not choose, nor has it the power to reject. It accepts whatever the conscious mind decrees. Namaste, my friends, and we leave you in the love and the light of the infinite Creator. Until next time.